Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Are you listening, me students? Kindly reply in the chat box. Okay, Mehta, very good of you. You all should be there on time. Every day we have classes. Walaikum assalam, all of you. I'm just waiting for some other students to join my class. After that, I will start my lecture. Walaikum assalam, all of you. Okay, now I'm going to start my today's lecture. You all know that we are doing English language topics. This is again another English language lecture. I'm Mrs. Afshin Imran. This is lecture number 2. Okay. You all know that we are doing tenses. So we have done the first kind of tenses yesterday. That means indefinite tenses. We have discussed all three kinds: present, past, and future indefinite tenses. Now the today's topic is continuous tenses. It means we are discussing here all the three kinds: present continuous, past continuous, and future continuous tenses. Okay. So please be very attentive because it is very important topic. If you are perfect in tenses, then you will be able to do other important topics like voices and narrations. So please be very careful. If you want to take any notebook, rough notebook, take it now. Uh, and if you want to note down any points, you can note there. Okay. Now I'm going to start continuous tenses. There are three types of continuous tenses: present continuous tense, past continuous tense, future continuous tense. Girls and boys, please, if you have any question, I will give you time at the end of the lecture to ask me. Okay. Now, please don't disturb the class. Do concentration, full concentration. I need your full concentration because it is very important topic. Okay, so don't disturb and don't get worried. If you want to ask any question, then note it down in your rough notebook. Now I'm going to discuss them one by one. The first one is present continuous tense. Present continuous tense denotes an action that is happening at the moment of speaking. It means whatever is going on at this moment and the action which is taking place, which has taken place or which is taking place at this moment of speaking, it is called present continuous tense. Now I want to show you the structures and examples. I know that you all are aware of tenses. Okay. And then it is the repetition. You know that it is the most important topic. So I want to show you the structures of present continuous tense. First of all, now you all know that we are doing that um, in the form of affirmative sentences, negative sentences, and interrogative sentences. You all know very well that affirmative sentences are those which gives the positive meaning, negative sentences are those which gives the negative meaning, and interrogative sentences are those in which we ask questions. Okay. And you all know that punctuation marks are very much necessary to place at the end of the sentences to show the completeness of the sentence. So be very careful about that. Now I want to show you the structures of affirmative sentences. We use three structures here because for different persons we have different structure. Okay, for first person singular we have the structure subject plus helping verb plus verb fourth form plus object, full stop. Now fourth form of verb, you should know that it is the present participle form of verb, or you can say in easy words that ing form of verb. Okay, there must be a helping verb here in the continuous tense. Helping verb is am because first person is I, first person singular is I, so we use helping verb am with it. Now for first person plural, that is we, second person singular and plural you, and third person plural, that is they, we have the structure subject plus helping verb plus verb fourth form plus object, full stop. You can see that all the structures are same, but the helping verbs are different. Okay. Now here the helping verb is are. For third person singular, that means for he and she, we have the same structure, but the helping verb is different. Subject plus helping verb plus verb fourth form plus object, but the helping verb is. So you should be very careful about that which helping verb is suitable or used for which person. Okay, I hope you are understanding what I am saying here. I'm showing you some of the examples for all the subjects I have written here. You can see that I am writing a letter. We are writing a letter. You are writing a letter. He is writing a letter. She is writing a letter. They are writing a letter. You can see that here that I have placed full stops at the end of each and every sentence to show that these are the affirmative sentences and complete sentences. Okay, and under the brackets I have mentioned the persons, or you can say the personal pronouns or the subjective pronouns, whatever are used here. Now I'm showing the structures for negative sentences. You all know that for making the negative sentences, we must add not in the sentence. In any sentence, we must add not. If helping verb is already present in the sentence, then to make a negative sentence is very easy because we just add not after the helping verb. But if helping verb is not present, like in indefinite tenses we have done yesterday, we add the helping verb. Okay. But now here you can see that in all the continuous tenses, we have the helping verb already present. So just add not after that to make the negative one. Now again, we have three structures because of different persons. All the structures are same, but helping verbs are different. Now for first person singular, we have the helping verb subject plus helping verb plus not plus verb fourth form plus object, full stop. You can see that fourth form is the ing form. The actual name of this form is present participle form. Helping verb is am. For first person plural, second person singular and plural, and third person plural, we have the same structure subject plus helping verb plus not plus verb fourth form plus object, full stop, but the helping verb is are. You should be very careful about the helping verbs. Okay, for third person singular, we have the same structure subject plus helping verb plus not plus verb fourth form plus object, full stop, helping verb is. Okay, now I'm showing you some of the examples for the negative sentences. I am not writing a letter. You can see that I have just added not here to make the sentence negative. We are not writing a letter. You are not writing a letter. He is not writing a letter. She is not writing a letter. They are not writing a letter. Same sentences, but they become negative by adding not here. Okay, very easy. Now I come to the present continuous tense in the interrogative sentences. Interrogative sentences means when we ask question, it means we must begin them with the helping verb and end them with a by placing a question mark. Okay. You should be very careful about the punctuation marks. I'm telling you again and again because it is a must. Now again, we have three structures for different persons. The structures remain same, but the helping verbs are different. For first person singular, helping verb plus subject plus verb fourth form plus object plus question mark. Now remember that for all continuous tenses, we are using fourth form of verb. We always use fourth form of verb. There is no other form which is used here. Helping verb is am here. Now for first person plural, second person singular and plural, and third person plural, we have the same structure, helping verb plus subject plus verb fourth form plus object plus question mark. Helping verb is are. For third person singular, the structure is helping verb plus subject plus verb fourth form plus object plus question mark, and helping verb is. Now here are the examples for interrogative sentences. You can see that all the interrogative sentences start with the helping verb here. Am I writing a letter? Question mark. Are we writing a letter? Question mark. Are you writing a letter? Question mark. Is he writing a letter? Question mark. Is she writing a letter? Question mark. Are they writing a letter? Question mark. You can see that I, which is the only pronoun which has to be written in the capital form, whether it comes in between the sentence or in the beginning of the sentence. You should be careful that whenever you are writing I somewhere, so must use it in the capital form. Okay. Now you should be very careful about everything, whatever I'm saying. I'm giving you the instructions about different things, about punctuation marks, about the pronoun I, about the helping verbs. So you should be very careful for all of that. And if you want to note down some points, some important points, which I'm telling you again and again, you can note in the rough notebook. Now I hope you have understood till here. Okay, Iman Asif, I am watching you. Nice. Now reply me please whether you have understood till here or not. Reply please. Now I'm moving to past continuous tenses. Past continuous tenses, you all know that past tense means the things which we have, the actions which have been done. Past continuous tense denotes an action that began in the past and is still going on at the moment of speaking. It means it had been started in the past, recent past, you can say that recent past, and it is continued at the moment of speaking. Okay, very good of you. You are writing in the chat box that you have understood. Very nice of you. Okay. Please try to do the practice of these type of sentences, these tenses in your home. Okay. Now I'm showing you the structures and examples for past continuous tenses. First of all, I have told you that we are discussing in the affirmative form, negative form, as well as in the interrogative form. So, first of all, I'm going to discuss affirmative sentences. We have two structures used here. Actually, the structures remain same, but the helping verbs are different. Okay, and because of that, I have written 2 times. For first person singular and third person singular. It means for I and for he and she. We are using this structure with this helping verb, like subject plus helping verb plus verb fourth form plus object full stop. Helping verb is was here. Okay, remember that we have to place the full stop at the end of these sentences. That means affirmative, fourth form of verb has been used here. ING form. The actual name is present participle form. You should remember the actual name. Okay. Now the second structure which we are using here for first person plural, second person singular and plural, and third person plural, we have the structure, subject plus helping verb plus verb full form plus object, and the helping verb is were here. Now to students, I have told you in the beginning as well that if you have got any question, you are allowed to ask at the end of the lecture. So please don't disturb the class and don't get worried. I will answer your questions at the end of the lecture. Okay. Now I want to show you some examples for affirmative sentences. Here you can see the very easy sentences. I was writing a letter. We were writing a letter. You were writing a letter. He was writing a letter. She was writing a letter. They were writing a letter. Okay. All these sentences are affirmative sentences, and you know that these are all end in the with the full stop, and the persons or the subjective pronouns which we have used here, they are written under the brackets. Now I come to the past continuous tenses in the negative forms. We are discussing here the structures of negative sentences. For first person singular and third person singular, we are using the structure subject plus helping verb plus not plus verb fourth form plus object, and the helping verb is was. Okay, now remember that helping verb is already present in the sentences, so we just add not to make their negative forms. Now, for first person plural, second person singular and plural, and third person plural, we have the helping verb were with the structure subject plus helping verb plus not plus verb fourth form plus object. Full stop. Now we come to the examples of the negative sentences. I was not writing a letter. We were not writing a letter. You were not writing a letter. He was not writing a letter. She was not writing a letter. They were not writing a letter. Now remember that already the helping verbs are present in the sentences. So we add not here after the helping verb to make the negative sentences. Okay. I hope you have understood till here. Now I move to the interrogative sentences. First of all, I am showing you the structures of the interrogative sentences. Again, we are using two structures with two different helping verbs. Actually, the structures are same, but the helping verbs are different. And you all know that structures are same. And for interrogative sentences, we must start with the helping verb. So the structure is helping verb for first person singular and third person singular. We have the helping verb was. Helping verb plus subject plus verb full form plus object plus question mark, and the helping verb is was. For first person plural, second person singular and plural plus third person plural, we have the structure, same structure, helping verb plus subject plus verb full form plus object plus question mark, and the helping verb is were. Now you should be very careful and remember that question mark must be placed at the end of the sentence because these are interrogative sentences. Now I am showing you the examples for the interrogative sentences. Was I writing a letter? Were we writing a letter? And the question mark is at the end. Were you writing a letter? Was he writing a letter? Was she writing a letter? Were they writing a letter? Now you can see that again I am telling you about the pronoun I, that it comes here in between the sentence, but it is used in the capital form, and you should remember this point about the pronoun I. And all the sentences end with the question mark and starts with the helping verb. All the subjective pronouns, the persons which we have used in the sentences, they are written under the brackets. Now, I want to ask you whether you have understood till here or not, so that I can move to future continuous tenses. Okay, very good. Very good. Okay, everything clear? Very nice. Okay, now I come to the future continuous tenses. You know that future tense means the actions which will be done in future. Future continuous tense denotes an action that is likely to happen in the future and continue for an unexpected length of time. It means the actions which happen in the future and continue for a little bit of time of length, and because of so they are called future continuous tenses. Now I'm showing you the structures and examples for future continuous tenses. Again, I'm telling you that future continuous tenses we will do by using affirmative forms, negative forms, and interrogative forms. Okay. Now the most important and the most important thing here, which I want to share with you, that only one structure is used because only one helping verb is used here. Okay, there is no other option. So it will be very easy for you. Now the structure is for first person, second person, and third person, singular and plural. We have the helping verb subject plus, we have the structure subject plus helping verb plus verb fourth form plus object. The helping verb is will be. Now I'm showing you the examples for affirmative sentences. I will be writing a letter. We will be writing a letter. You will be writing a letter. He will be writing a letter. She will be writing a letter. They will be writing a letter. Okay, very easy sentences. We have the helping verbs will be with the fourth form of verb, that is ing form of verb, and all the persons are written here in the under the brackets. Now I come to the future continuous tense. Negative sentences. Only one structure has been used here because only one helping verb is there. For first person, second person, and third person, singular and plural, the structure is subject plus helping verb plus not plus be plus verb for fourth form plus object. Now remember, will be, the similar helping verb is used here, but at different places. Okay, will be is not written in the structure at the similar place or adjacent to each other. There is a gap, or there the gap is filled by the word not. Okay, so because of that, when I have written here helping verb, I have written will plus be. Plus means something is there in between will and be. Okay, I hope you have understood. Now I'm showing you the examples for the negative sentences. I will not be writing a letter. We will not be writing a letter. You will not be writing a letter. He will not be writing a letter. She will not be writing a letter. They will not be writing a letter. And you can see that will not is present in between will and be. Okay, you should be very careful about that. Will not be. It is used in this way. Now the persons or the subjective pronouns which we have used, like I, we, you, he, she, and they, I have written their proper names under the brackets. Anyone who is not listening me properly, please reply. If you are not listening me properly, if any one of you, so reply me please. Okay. Now I hope you have understood till here. Now I move to the interrogative sentences of future continuous tense. Okay. Interrogative sentences, only one structure has been used here because we have okay, Fatma, I'm repeating it. I'm discussing future continuous tenses. Interrogative sentences we are discussing here, and the structure I'm discussing, only one structure has been used for all the persons. only one helping verb is here for first person, second person, and third person, singular and plural. We have the structure helping verb plus subject plus be plus verb form plus object plus question mark. The helping verb is will plus be. Will plus be again means that will and be does not place together in the do not place together in the sentence. There must be something in between them. So here you can see in the structure helping verb is will and subject comes in between. Now we were discussing here about the structure of interrogative sentences, that subject is placed between will and be. Okay. Now actually there is some internet issue. So I hope you are here and you are listening me very properly. Now I move to the examples for the interrogative sentences. You know that for interrogative sentences, we I hope you are listening me clearly. Please reply here. Hurry up. Because there was some internet issue. Now I'm discussing interrogative sentences examples. You all know that interrogative sentences must start with the helping verb. Like you can see the examples, all examples start with will. Then subject comes here. Will I be writing a letter? Will we be writing a letter? Will you be writing a letter? Will he be writing a letter? Will she be writing a letter? Will they be writing a letter? And you see that question mark is placed at the end of each sentence because these are interrogative ones. Will be is the helping verb used for future continuous tense, but here in interrogative sentences, subject comes in between will and be. And the persons which we are using here, I have written their names under the brackets. I hope you have understood everything very clearly. Okay. Actually, there was some internet issue, and because of that, you are not listening me very clearly. Now it is okay. Okay. Arisha, check your net connection, please. Okay. Now I hope you have understood till here. Please reply me whether you have understood everything or not. If you have not understood anything, I will repeat it. You want to ask anything? Okay. Now, some of you were continuously asking me about the classwork, about the assignment, and I have told you in the beginning that I will discuss everything at the end of the lecture. Okay. Now I'm telling you that there is no assignment today. I think you have got the schedule for the assignments. So today is no assignment day, and because of that, I'm not uploading any of the assignment. Okay. Tomorrow will be the home assignment day. So inshallah, I will upload the home assignment tomorrow, so that will complete it in your homes. Okay. And any other thing which you want to ask? There is no classwork as well. I'm just giving you the lectures. I am not, we are not doing classwork during this week. Okay. After that, your physical classes will be started from Monday. So we will do the classworks during the physical classes. And if you want to note down any point from the lecture, it is up to you. You can note down all the points or some important points if you want to. Okay. Otherwise, this video will be uploaded on the Google Classroom. So you